Oh, so you think you have power over me? I was born in the YouTube videos, molded by it. I was making YouTube videos before you were even a man.
Fucking YouTube, bitch. Okay. No, you're not telling me when I'm done. I'll tell you when I'm done live streaming, YouTube. Okay. What were we talking about? Magnolia Radio. So those are good songs. Okay, Enon Zur. So yeah, my opinion after going through again that giant listening playlist I've been doing is the Fallout 3 is probably my favorite Enon Zur score for Fallout games. Second is probably Tactics. I really like he was coming off of like really trying to do his best to kind of mimic Mark Morgan, and it's an interesting fusion blend kind of thing. And so yeah, and the Fallout Tactics is a surprisingly good score in my opinion. And then after that is New Vegas, and then after that is, well, the Fallout 76 theme. Already I like the general feel of Fallout 76 score above Fallout 4. And then at the very bottom is Fallout 4, which honestly, in terms of the score, it's like a stinking rotten fish at the bottom of a wooden barrel in the ocean in Massachusetts. I don't know. Every single track sounds off. It sounds either too emotional or not emotional enough, or not complex enough, or too sailory. It's not for me. This ain't it, King. That wasn't. So I'm really having my hopes up for Fallout 76. That it's at least another step up. It's better than Fallout 4 soundtrack. And of course, these are all in the horrible comparison to the Mark Morgan scores of Fallout 1 and 2, which are really good. They have a really nice soundscape and feel to them, and I feel bad because I do like Enon Zur's scores, but something about Mark Morgan, it's just got this classical quality to it. I think almost everyone's back. It's got like this classical quality to it, the Mark Morgan scores. Also, there's a run around. Run around. You run around. I run around. There's a run around train of thought to all this. Why I'm talking about music again is because the new playlist I have for writing also includes this brand new soundtrack that just came out with this Insomnia game. Now I've mentioned this, I think, on one of the previous podcasts or something, where there's a 4 or 5 years ago. It was like in early Stable-Tech days, something like that. Ridiculous amount of time ago. There was this there was this group making a classical Fallout-esque isometric RPG called Insomnia: The Ark. And it was just called Insomnia at that point. But anyway, it sort of evolved beyond that into Insomnia: The Ark, where it's not per se isometric RPG. It's a little bit more of like a third-person sort of, I don't know. It kind of has a KOTOR like feel to it. Not that I'm a KOTOR expert, but yeah. So but the guy that did the score for it, is named Textier Oris. He did an incredible job creating this Mark Morgan-esque score. This is good stuff. I'm going to play a very small clip because I don't think they're at the point where they've got their score in the YouTubes, in the algorithmics, matrix system. So this is the track called Radiation from the Insomnia: The Ark soundtrack score. And you can tell it sort of has that nice, like, soundscapey, Mark Morgan-y quality. And as far as I know, this comes with the deluxe version of the game, where then you just look through the soundtrack files and the whole soundtrack's just kind of sitting there. Anyway, So this kind of stuff is great for writing for me. You know, I put this on in the background. You know, every other track is this or Fallout 2 soundtrack or Blade Runner 2049 soundtrack. And it gets me in that headspace of writing in the wasteland or whatever. Like, same with the Silent Hill soundtracks too. I got to get all those in my Google Music playlist at some point. I don't know an easy way of just like buying them or downloading them or whatever, but I got to figure that out. You know, that is another plus. I'm just going to point out of the BananaCast live streams is we can kind of do music-y things like this. Because normally, the way the OBS works, if me as the host, is there's the one channel, my channel as the mic, and then there's something just called desktop audio. Now, maybe there's a way I can just create a separate additional audio streams, but I don't know how to do that. Let me see here. Audio input capture. So yeah, so it's like different line-ins and things like that. There's no easy way of just pulling like a specific window audio as its own separate thing. Hide that. So when it's just me, I can just play whatever, and that's just the desktop audio channel, and it's a lot easier than having, you know, other people in with it. So, you know, that's the trade-offs. It's the trade-offs because they're all busy now, and they can't just, you know, drop of the hat this kind of thing too. Which was really interesting too. I almost got like some side mouth about like, oh yeah, you got tons of free time, right? I'm like, well, first of all, no. Yeah, my schedule might have a little bit of flexibility where it's like, you know, okay, I got home from 10 hours of working and commuting and shit, and it's like, instead of, you know, TV or instead of Twitter or, you know, editing something else or writing something else, maybe for 3 hours one night a week, maybe I'll just have my own little BananaCast, you know, speak to the audience a little bit more. Our podcasts have been becoming more and more infrequent, and I do feel like that's not good. We should have a little bit more regular content for people. And that's besides the fact that, like, a lot of streamers these days are becoming like almost like daily streaming kind of shows. I've noticed across the spectrum on YouTube a lot of things like that. And it's like, you know, we can't pop up once a week to do a quick little thing. I mean, I told you guys about the old days where it's like on a Monday I'll drop in, hey, you guys want to do a podcast this weekend? And then there's like fucking nothing. There's like, you know, red from everyone, and then 3 days passed, and then someone will put another comment in the chat about like something else, so my question goes completely unreacted to, and then the weekend comes and goes, and I'm like, okay, fuck, I guess no one wanted a podcast. That kind of sucks. I love to talk with, you know, you guys. I mean, you know, the concept of internet friends is kind of tenuous, but it's like, I enjoy talking and doing podcasts, but if you guys have apparently zero interest in trying to set up a time when we could all be on a podcast, shit, I guess I'm going to have to rebrand and have a separate solo show, just to do something to fill a few hours when I don't want to do anything else. YouTube's Twitter has some weird ass comments. I bet they do. Oh my gosh. Stable Tech Crusader mainframe run. Oh, did I go all digital for a second? Like glazed wooden toaster when using cyborg voice modifier. Oh, was that when it had the double audio up? Probably. Oh, sorry about that. That was me fucking around with audio settings. Is it off, or does it still sound all digital? Does it still sound robotic? Let me know. I can. Shit. Did I permanently break the audio now? Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Advanced audio properties. How many levels? Oh my god. Okay, how does that sound? Is that fixed? Is it just me now? See, that's exactly what I was saying about, that's exactly what I was saying about how difficult it is to do a separate audio channel. I mean, not difficult, but obviously inexperienced. Very, very obviously inexperienced. So, thank you. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all enjoyed that, motherfucker. Okay. Well, I'm gonna assume most of what I was saying in there was somewhat like competent. I don't know. It sounds 20% cooler. Haha. All right. Yeah. So, is YouTube gonna screw the stream again? So the first one lasted like 15 minutes, and then the second one lasted about half an hour, and now we're at about 11 minutes. So this is interesting. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to go to half an hour, and we're going to see if we can make it past the half-hour mark and the stream to pick up again if it does break. Or if not, then we'll pick up in video 4 and then just sign off. But I want to see if it'll last through the half hour. If we're starting to get back to normal for running, for operations. So yeah. So what's going on with you guys? The other thing too is, besides EAST Corp projects, I have been very busy with another major horse-related project. For anyone who follows me on my normal YouTube channel could possibly surmise. So that's been a thing too, that I've been working extremely hard on getting that moving as quickly as possible, because I've been very excited about that, and so has my fellow collaborator. So we'll see how that all turns out. That's gonna be fun. Yeah, normal. Yeah, no, I know. My voice is far from normal. That's actually it's almost a curse. It's like if your voice is too distinct, it's hard to hide it, and it's hard to do then alternate voices. Is Needle here? No. I put in the chat, this was a quick reaction to the YouTube not working thing, and yeah. And you can refer to other points in the conversation where I try to explain why it's so hard to get these damn podcasts put together. I'll give James a break, because he is in the middle of like his finals essentially for university. I get that, but it's like, again, it goes back to just like, was there an attempt made or not? And it feels like a lot of not sometimes. Oh yeah, people are talking your feels for the channel. No, you guys are welcome to say what you want. It's a blueprint for a car that a friend on Discord is going to turn into a 3D model. Oh, that sounds cool. I just don't know what went wrong. Muffins, Season 2, Episode 14. That's right. I believe the first credit sequence actually did list her as Derpy too. I'd have to go back into the Brony archives to remember that, but that was yeah, that was pretty silly. Speaking of live streams, that's the other thing I miss, is doing the damn fanfic readings. Those were all kind of like on the spot random too, but fuck, man, it's like, I don't like doing podcasts by myself, but it's like no one else wants to. It's hard getting anyone to want to agree to a time or put in any effort to try. I actually miss them. That's the sad thing about this. I'm not trying to be an asshole and just like set up my own separate, side podcast thing. I just want to like talk to the people again, and they they're too busy doing other things. I get it. Whatever. Oh, that's right. It is new Ruby, isn't it? That's gonna be fun. I haven't seen the trailer yet. Should we? You know what? I can watch the trailer on my phone, so the stream doesn't get zucked audio, and then I can live react on here. 3 notifications for live streaming. Thank you, YouTube. Yeah, let's check that out. Ruby Volume 6 trailer. Should be on what is it? Entertainment Weekly's page? Okay, no, it's on Rooster Teeth. Okay, we're opening in like a snowy landscape. So obviously we're in Atlas, or Mantle, whatever the continent's called. And we got Jen Taylor doing her spooky, scary Salem voice. Oh, a train. I was like, snowy trains. That's always fun. You probably have a winning thing if you have a snowy train in something. It's, you know, you got like Snowpiercer, and you got like that section on Solo. I kind of wish they had new costumes. That's basically like last year's costumes or year 4, but like maybe a little bit improved. Like they finally have the Maya models well. And then Ruby, okay, then immediately her first words, don't let anyone die. Just you shut the fuck up, Miles. God damn it. You guys could write them better deaths. Pyrrha did not deserve to die that way. She deserves some happiness before being unceremoniously shot through the tits, and didn't even get her love requited by Jean, who would have been all over that had he not been a complete, you know, completely just fucking dumb. It's the same frustration with Sunburst. It's like, you fucking kidding me? You're not picking up on this? You know, son of a gun. It's just frustrating. And then there's Penny, where it's like, they should be able to rebuild Penny. I mean, they didn't cut her head in half. They didn't, like, melt her skull in, like, acid or something. It's like, okay, she shut down. Big whoop, she's a robot. Just like, plug her shit back together and reboot. Like, it's not that hard, you know? Like, I don't know. It seems like it makes sense. I don't know. I read a fanfic of the map where an attack helicopter comes out of nowhere during the Changeling invasion and helps the ponies. That sounds incredible. Send that our way. I would love to read that during a fan. What the fick? The idea too that it's like, you know, it's just the invasion, but then like an anon in like his underwear shows up and he's just got. You know what? Like a commando, a K-mando, just he in like, you know, like Russian army pants and boots and no shirt, but the Yushchenko hat in like a Russian what's their brand again? It's not Sikorsky. Sikorsky's a Russian name, but that's the American helicopters. The Russian helicopters were something Ukrainian, I think. Oh fuck, what were those called? Soviet helicopter military. The Mikhail Mil Design Bureau. Oh, okay, interesting. Also called Aeroflot, possibly post-Soviet is the Aeroflot. That's sweet. Okay, so what were we talking about? Oh yeah. So there you go. Yeah, so it shows up and saves him from the Changeling invasion with an attack helicopter. I love that. I still need that damn song from the Yang Volume 5 trailer. I think that was Volume 4, right? Where she had the Armed and Ready. I forget what her Volume 5 song was. The Armed and Ready, that was one of the best songs on the Volume 4 album. 'Cause I am armed and ready. I can't sing that. It's pushing it anyway. Like, I like the style of singing, but even for Jeff Williams, it's like, he's pushing it, you know? He's really reaching for those upper octaves. All Things Must Die, This Time, All That Matters. Oh, is it Ignite, maybe? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a good song. Yeah, the Yank songs are always fun. They're really fun and, like, pop in, you know. I remember the original Yellow trailer, the I Burn! But the final song version of I Burn was a lot better. You know, just the way it opens. Same with Red Like Roses. You know, obviously the way they cut the... Wait, no, shut up. No, shut up. Okay. Obviously, the way they had to cut the songs for the trailer made them a little bit different for you know, the trailer's sake. But each one of them, I swear, I think the normal, quote-unquote, normal versions of the songs were a lot better. Yeah, you know, the album versions, I should say. That goes for everything. You know, From Shadows, I don't think Red Like Roses or Mirror changed at all, but for sure, I Burn did, and so did From Shadows, and then Red Like Roses Part 2, and a few others like that. Also, did Needle think you were actually high during the last live stream? I don't know. You'd have to ask her. I feel pretty high though, man. No, the fanfic is called Surprise Help. I will. That does sound fun. I'll have to remember that later. Fallout Equestria Influx and Broken Steel got finished some time ago. Ooh, that's fun. Penny had an artificial soul. That's... See, there's a lot of asterisks there of A, unexplanations of what that means, how that differentiates from normal robots, and still why they can't just boot her back up. I don't know. I need more deets. I need more deets than that. And Miles and Carrie have not satisfied those deets. The helicopter was an Apache. All right. There we go. Some K-Mandos. Not Broken Steel, it was Influx. Hey Sky, what would you say to a 108 by 400 millimeter coil gun? That would be fun, absolutely. Broken Steel is an awesome story too. Yeah, I know, that was one of the better DLCs from Fallout 3. No, that's cool. I'll have to look up I'll have to look up that story too later. I mean, I'm not going back to like all the other Fallout Equestria side stories. It's taken me long enough just to write my own. But you know, Project Horizons is big enough. I gotta go back and I gotta finish Pink Eyes too. I got like halfway through Pink Eyes, never finished it. I kind of want to see what actually happened to the little unholy abomination. And yeah, and then Project Horizons, I might see if I keep devoting time. Like I said, I'm thinking of doing like 5 chapters and then like a Skybolt Reacts kind of thing and do like, you know, a kind of silly like breakdown like, holy shit, you guys. So, you know, it's just opened up and then there's like all these crazy fucking raiders and then there's like this giant fucking RoboCop pony coming down, but you know, he's still got a dick and stuff. So that's kind of freaky. And then there's some like rape scenes and, you know, you got to get past that. But eventually they run the fuck out of there and P-21's like, okay, later, brah. And, but then she doesn't later. She stays with him, kind of puts him in danger and stuff. And then, you know, and then I don't know, because I haven't gotten to chapter 2 yet. So I don't know. Something like that. We'll see. Yeah, it could keep me interested though, because I'm also like, I'm in between audiobooks in my normal like audiobooks listening at work anyway. So it's like, maybe at 1.25 speed, I could, you know, scoot Project Horizons along at a decent pace. Yeah, I have heard about Murky Number 7 too as well. Yes, I do know his name is Deus and his favorite word too. But that's you know, that's spicy. You gotta apply that gingerly, let's say. And Deus doesn't take that approach. Doesn't quite take that approach. Yeah, no, I do love, though, just rereading chapter 1. It is so damn edgy. Like you really, like, you know, everything you could possibly think of in, like, a really, like, edgy side story. I mean, it's literally rides that line between being too edgy and, like, gratuitous. It's just right. It almost has, like, a Paul Verhoeven feel, mentioning RoboCop. It really does have almost like a Paul Verhoeven feel to it. And I appreciate that. I really like that. I can understand why then Sombra has cultivated a sub fan base of the sub fandom of the Brony fandom. So that is interesting. Yes, Deus is a reference to Deus Ex Machina, and he's also a cunt. Yes, he is. Oh my gosh. A Grand Pegasus Enclave Thunderhead class warship and one big effing gun known as the God's anti-sumba bitch machine. I like it. Yeah, obviously it's going for the darker tone. Oh, spoilers have been retracted. That's good. Yeah. No, I know I've heard, you know, obviously just over the years, I've soaked up a decent amount of spoilers just from, you know, the greater Fallout Equestria fan base. But I mean, you know, it's not necessarily about the end. It's about the journey. It's all about it's all about the friends we make along the way. Isn't that the real story? That's that's something. DJ Pyrotechnics. I also remember that scene. That was that's pretty funny, actually. I did read up through chapter 8 mostly, so I mostly remember some of this stuff. Like the it's fuzzy though. Anyway, yeah, and also what I mentioned that last podcast too. I do want to go back through Upheaval, Breaking Point, and then also Reckoning, now that Forced Rain is pushing through those again, because I want to know how those end. Those were also a really good story by, what was his name? Vizidane, something like that? And Forced Rain has been doing just an incredible reading, you know, bit of a gap in the middle, but it was still really, really quality. And then, what else? I want to know how that ends. Yeah, I don't know. And then we're just, we're riding through. We got that Christmas special coming up, that like sort of one-off Christmas special. So that'll be fun. So then, that's another thing too. You know, we mentioned at one point doing like live commentaries of like character arcs or whatever. Or Nita wanted to do whole seasons, which I think it's kind of pushing it. It's much better to choose like 6 characters and you really cover like their whole arc through the series or something. Anyway, I'm thinking one way we could demo that as a concept is we'll go through all the holiday episodes. Well, not holiday, but like Christmas kind of thing, you know, hearthwarming. So we'll start off with what is it? The original hearthwarming tale, and then we'll go through the one where they go on the rock farm with Pinky, and we'll go through the Christmas Carol with Starlight Glimglams, and then we'll go through the special one-off episodes. You know, something like that. Essentially, what I was getting at with that whole concept in general is, you know, this is again me being a hack fraud and just ripping off the Red Letter Media's commentary tracks from movies, and we do basically the same